Good evening. Candace Bruno. I am a resident of Monroeville, and I have some questions about the sale of the Bel Air pool. The last time that we were all together, and I believe it was July, you said that we were going to take a break and go and see if we could do some homework and to ask some questions. So I just have some questions that I was looking answers for. So have you reached out to the Monroeville pool community members, not just the swim team, but the actual people that go to the pool to get their input? I know that it was stated that you were going to reach out to them to get input. Was anybody contacted?
We're working on a survey right now.
Okay.
So we go to all the members.
Okay, so when will we get that before any other decisions are made?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, thank you. Have you had any discussions on where to home the programs that are going to be displaced if we do, in fact, lose our only community pool, public community pool, that are going to be displaced? We have Camp Chippewa that goes there and has been going there for over 20 years, the Parks and Rec Touch the Earth Camp, and the Parks and Rec So Long Summer Camp. Is there a plan for where to house those programs if we lose our pool?
Yes.
That's
Candace, let's do this. Yes, and I'll answer your questions.
okay.
Do you want to run through all your questions and your
Sure.
comments, and then that way we
Absolutely.
can get them all out there, and then we can answer them? That
Sure,
way we're
that's
not
great.
Repeating things.
So last time we were here, you said, or Mr. Duncan said that there was an estimate to rebuild a pool, and that estimate was for approximately $4.2 million. Does that $4.2 million include buying land? Because that seemed like a lot of money. So that would be built on land.
Monroeville Park.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. So is that a company that comes in and builds the pool, or is that for materials and labor? Are there ways, what I'm asking, are there ways to bring that $4.2 million down? We have municipal workers or Parks and Rec people that can dig holes and can lay.
Not that kind of project.
Okay.
No, that's
No.
way too
Keep
big.
going with the question.
Okay. 'Cause
Okay.
when the pool was originally built, I thought it was built by the Parks and Rec. It was not.
It's privately owned.
Privately owned.
There was a privately owned pool, and was it refaced and redone by Parks and Rec, or the municipality was given the pool, or the municipality purchased the pool?
That was given to
It was given to the municipality. Okay.
1976.
So the municipality is going to sell something that was given to them. Okay, gotcha. So, are there any? So I asked her, are there any ways to cut those costs down? No, it's $4.2 million.
How weird.
It probably would be more than that, but that's an
That
estimate.
was the estimate.
Yeah,
Right.
it's only an estimate.
And are there any other ways to get other estimates? I know if you do projects, I had my walkway redone and I got a couple estimates done, and I went with the best estimate. So that's just another question. When I spoke, when I gave my little speech about the pool, I asked, are there any ways that we could reach out to the community? We have Forbes, we have UPMC. Is there any way that we can go to a partnership with those? I know UPMC gives money to the school board or to the school district. Is there any way that we can get money to rebuild what is being taken away from us? My fear, and I know we do have privately owned community pools in our neighborhoods. My concern is, and Mrs. Gaddis, you said that those pools were hurting. If those pools are hurting so much and we close our pool and we don't replace it, and one of those pools has some type of catastrophic problem, are they going to be able to fix those problems, or will those pools close? My concern is that Monroeville will become a community without a pool. And if we want people to come here, a selling point is a community pool. Those were just some questions and some thoughts I had, and I would love to hear input or answers on those things.
Yes, well, the committee has met with all the private pools. We've had a collective meeting. In that meeting, we're trying to figure out what options there are as far as like the camps and the programs that Monroeville runs there. We're going to we can find a home. There's some reception from the pools that they could take that over possibly. That is also not only the 4 neighborhood pools, but also the JCC off of Rosecrest. So that is something that's definitely being considered as we move through everything. As far as the Bel Air, the swim team, they did meet with the
Yes,
JCC representatives.
I was told that, yes.
And as far as a new pool, as far as a new estimate, certainly, I think you could probably always get other estimates on projects. And if there is enough groundswell desire to build a new pool through the community and through the Parks and Recreation Department and the Recreation and Parks Advisory Board, that's something that could be considered down the road, absolutely.
So
But as far
after,
as Public Works doing anything, they wouldn't be able to construct a pool.
okay. Just refacing basketball courts and things like that. That's
Well, then
what.
we outsource, we
They, you
outsource that
outsource
as well.
those
Yeah,
too?
absolutely.
Gotcha, okay. Did you reach out to, one more question, I'm sorry. Did you reach out to the private pools to discuss lowering their membership rates to accommodate more of the public? Because the membership rates for my family of 3 is $189. I do the early bird fee every year, and when I was looking, at the average cost of the pool, of the other 4 pools, is $360. Is there any way that, what can be done about that, if anything? Because that's going to put swimming out of reach for a lot of families in Monroeville.
Well, I don't think the average is $360, but I think the highest is $330.
It was an average, and I did
The
put
highest
in,
is 330, I
I did put into if you do not do their volunteer fees, because as a member of Bel Air Pool, I don't have to paint the pool.
Right, but the community pools, there's really nothing off the table. They're interested in considering multiple options.
All of them?
All of them.
All of them,
They were
okay,
all there, yeah.
good, okay.
They were all.
We had a very, a nice meeting, long meeting.
Okay.
Probably have a second meeting scheduled with them here shortly.
Okay.
But no, a lot of things were discussed and nothing was, like I said,
They're more than willing to help us out.
yes,
And-
that's the best way to put it.
They all have charters that have their rules stated.
We went over that.
Oh, okay, well, these
Yes,
are things
ma'am.
that we didn't know.
In short, just to back up a little bit, in short,
Okay.
to see if I can summarize that part of the meeting. Number one, absolutely cooperative, the groups were.
Okay,
More frank than we ever anticipated.
good,
Just has to, terrific cooperation, can't complain about that. Open and willingness to move forward to what they want to do. First on their list, close the pool, end of season, get the end of season done. And I have a sense that they're also beginning to then cooperate and discuss things a little bit more too. Okay, so all very positive moving forward, many of the same types of questions. Now, you asked some very specific with this that I'm not sure that we're there yet with it.
Okay.
But the conversations are absolutely there to do that.
Okay.
I left feeling very positive about it
okay,
and the willingness of that group to do that. They came with probably way more information than we ever even thought of. We wanted to hear about their organizations. We listened, they talked.
okay,
Okay,
All right,
to
thank
do
you.
that too. So it was really positive in what they want to do. And we started that meeting off with, we're going to meet again. And they all said, yeah, absolutely
Okay.
too. So it's not finished, but we have to get through the swimming season that's done. And, it's.
oh, you had to get through there, they had to close
They
their
had
pool.
to.
Everybody had to close.
Gotcha,
I'm
because their
sorry, I
boards
didn't
are busy
complete it.
too.
Thank you, Linda, too. Yes, I'm sorry. Let me clarify that too, yeah. They're like, okay, great, talk. Let us get through Labor Day and,
Gotcha.
close the pools and get our things back in place.
Gotcha. It's just as a member of the Bel Air Pool family, because that's, I feel like we are a family, it was just this turmoil because we didn't know it's up in the air. So I appreciate the answers to my
Candace,
questions.
one point on the, I'm having a spreadsheet put together of all the information that we garnered from that meeting with respect to fees, do they have a snack, the revenues, all that, getting a spreadsheet. So if you want to call my office, maybe not tomorrow, maybe next
Gotcha.
week sometime.
Okay.
And I'll be able to tell you what the different fees are that they gave to us at the meeting. And I
What they
do-
are right now.
Yeah, what they are right now.
Right, because this has been my summer project. Gateway Heights was $299 plus their volunteer fees. Haymaker was $289 plus a $60 volunteer fee. Park Swim Club was $339, and Garden City was $300 and then $10 volunteer fee. So I did an average, so it would be $349.
Understand, all those fees
What's
are
the
in
volunteer
discussion.
fee?
Gotcha.
Maintenance is in discussion.
Okay.
Things that we can do for them are in discussion to lower that. We're not there yet.
I understand. I just want us to have a plan before we sell the pool.
That's what we're working.
And, yeah, that's
Gotcha.
working. And one last question for you, too.
Okay.
So, the challenge we had has been the Bel Air community, those pools, that information that was too. So this week, Mr. Little and Parks and Recs and those guys, because it's not the same as the clubs and the associations, there is a piece too. So we understand that. So one of the things that we don't want to do is neglect getting in contact with you folks to get your opinion on some of those key types of issues.
Okay.
So we've got that information back there, and we're pulling on that now to reach out to you, probably electronically.
Okay.
Yeah, to do it. So, give me now the house from your research input. What are the 5 most important things that you identify as being part of being in Bel Air?
Our pool is handicap accessible. Some of the other pools, if you've ever been to any of the other pools,
We've been to all of them.
okay. So the one pool, because my son swims on the swim team for the Barracudas, we traveled and it was downhill, like
Yep, understand.
steep.
Yeah, see what
So
that's right.
it is handicap accessible for everyone. The fact that they have a daily rate where you can just go. You don't have to, if you don't have the $189 like my family does, and you want to swim when it's 90 degrees, you can. So being open to having pay-as-you-go membership. The grounds are just beautiful. If you sit in the chair, or if you sit in your chair and look, the trees are, it's peaceful. You don't know that Bel Air is
Much
there.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can't do much about that.
No, I know, but that, you asked what makes
Sure.
Bel Air.
The 5
Or what
most
are the
important,
5
most important
what
things
what
to you.
we want?
Things most
Things that I
important to
want.
you
Okay.
about,
I'm sorry.
not want, things that are most important.
Okay,
This after
so
this.
Yeah.
accessible, parking, easy entrance to the pool. We have a lot of people who can't go up and down pool ladders. I broke both of my legs, so I have a hard time going up and down a normal pool ladder. So easy entrance in and out of the pool. Concessions, concession stands, thank you, and reasonably priced.
Okay.
Okay,
There you
thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reasonably
Point of,
Basic.
Candace, a point of comment that you made. Now, I'm not a native of Monroeville.
Oh, neither. I'm a
I wasn't
transplant.
here when the pool was, but I did have a conversation with my predecessor, Marshall Bond,
Mm-hmm.
about the pool possibly being sold, going back 3-4 months ago. And he did mention the pool was purchased. Now, with that being said, my understanding also as a former council member, I think Span, Miles Span, I think it was his name, he was instrumental in getting a grant for purchasing the pool.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my understanding. I don't believe the pool was given. Now, I have no empirical evidence to that.
Gotcha.
But I don't believe it
Okay.
was given to the municipality.
And there are still grants out there, because I know that swimming, there's such a discrepancy amongst people that swim, because there's barriers to swimming. And there are places out there that can get you grants for swimming. That's another place, if building a pool is an option, which I really hope that it is, there are grants out there too. So maybe that's something that we can look into also. Thank you.
Candace.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
I
ma'am.
Kept you up
appreciate.
here longer than 5 minutes.
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
No, it's not you. I mean, Mr.
Appreciate
Poach
it.
put you on the spot. You came up
Yeah.
with 7 things, actually, not 5, so
Absolutely,
great
that's
job.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.